Hello, my name is Akanksha. I'm a teaching faculty at Caliber and Career. So today we are here to discuss about BHU LLB entrance examination, and we will be discussing about the program that are offered by BHU and the seat matrix that is there. What is the syllabus of the examination? What are the topics which are important for the examination? What are the eligibility for the examination? And also the previous year questions, which are as important as anything else, because before we start any kind of preparation we need to analyze the pattern of the paper so that we can clearly know that what we have to study and what we don't have to, because we don't have that much of time to study everything, right? So we have to do the smart work. So we have to collect the information that what is the pattern, what are the topics that are asked, what the weightage for each topic, and accordingly we will prepare. So today we will be discussing that as well, that what is the topics and what are the weightages for each of the topics, so that it will be easier for us to prepare ourselves for the examination. So first of all, you all must be knowing that earlier BHU was only offering LLB courses, but later on they have added BA LLB program as well, which is for 5-year course, right? So the eligibility requirement now is 10 plus 2. Like after 10 plus 2, you can go for the examination. It's a 5-year BA LLB course, and the minimum marks in the qualifying examination for admission should not be below 50% of total marks for general people. And for OBC, it's 45%, and for SC and ST, it's 40%. So this is the basic eligibility for the examination. And if you see the age, it's written on the website that the candidate should not be more than 20 years of age on July 1st. So there is an age limit as well. Now reservation, they have reservation as well. Like you can see 15% reservation for scheduled caste, 7.5% for scheduled tribe, and OBC likewise. So these are the reservations. Now let's see seats. There are very less seats. So we generally give examinations like CLAT, ALIT, and with that examination we give for BHU as well, because there are only maximum 60 seats, as you can see. So we cannot solely prepare for BHU, right? So now let's see the dates for this year as per the notification. So right now there is no notification yet. It's only tentative month that we can say right now, according to the past year patterns, right? So the application form release date is expected as Feb 2022, and the last date will be March, and probably the examination date is in April 2022, and counseling process will be in the month of June. Now let's start with the examination and its pattern. So how are we going to go about it, right? So the examination pattern, as you can see, the duration of examination is 2 hours, like CLAT, and the type of questions is also objective type of question, MCQs based, right? And language is English and Hindi, any of the language you can choose, and the total marks is 450. So marking scheme is 3 marks for correct answer and -1 for incorrect answer. Okay, so there is negative marking as well. So this is the pattern. Now see the syllabus. There are 4 sections. First is legal awareness, in which they ask questions like principle and facts. You have to apply the principles. Questions like legal knowledge, in which you are tested about your legal knowledge, like what are the important articles in the constitution, what is the concept of tort, what is the concept of contract, like basic ones. But the basic ones that you study for CLAT and etc. examination, the same basic legal knowledge is required for this examination as well. Now the second chapter is aptitude and mental ability. In this section you are like expected to have a basic knowledge of maths, the elementary maths, similar to CLAT and ALET, that is up to class 10th, you are expected to be knowing the basic like calculations, profit loss, average, probability, etc. And also mental ability means logical reasoning questions are also asked under this section. And logical reasoning like blood relations, directions, etc. Third section is general awareness and current affairs. This is a very common section in every competition for law entrance examination, in which you are asked like static GK, that is like, for example, books and authors, history, geography, economics, basic general science, etc. And in current affairs, you are asked like basic questions from current knowledge, like president, prime minister, new commissioners that are appointed, and chief justice who are appointed, recent awards, functions, etc. All of these you are asked. And in detail, we will study like from previous year questions, that what are the types of questions, so that we can understand like what all we have to focus when we are reading any newspaper or magazine, or let's say any website's article. Also, we need to know that these are the particular points that we need to prepare for this particular examination. So while making notes also, we need to know that what are the important points that we need to include in our notes, because all of the news we cannot include in our notes, because there is a very long and lengthy newspaper, so we cannot add everything and anything. So we need to know that what are the points that we need in our examination, and what are the points we need to make our notes on. For that, previous year question analysis is very important, because from that we can understand the way questions are asked, the areas which are important, the weightage of each area. Accordingly, we can prepare. The fourth section is language comprehension, in which both English and Hindi is there, so you can choose accordingly. And in comprehension, you are again asked like basic, like for example, in English grammar, fill in the blanks questions, spelling questions, and reading comprehension question, etc. All of this is asked in the language comprehension part. Now, let's see in detail that under legal awareness, what is included. So see, the Indian polity, which includes the executive, the legislature, the judiciary part, like the basic ones, not the in detail, and not the whole like where act you have to study, because that you will be doing during your college days, right? So right now for entrance examination, you just need to know the like basic ones, the basic and most important articles, like what is the process of president election, and who takes the oath of chief justice, who are the legislatures basically, and who comes under executive, the basic knowledge of the country that you are expected to know if you are joining a legal college. So that will be covered. Now IPC also, you don't need to like read every section, the whole IPC, but the basic ones, like for murder, which section is there, that you are expected to know, right? Constitution, again, what is the right to equality article, that you are expected to know. What is the right to life article, because these are the ones which we also read in the newspaper day to day, on a day to day basis, right? Because any recent news you can find in the newspaper, there is a reference to article 19 or 21 or 14. So these are very, very important articles. So you are need to just know the basic idea behind that article, not the article in detail, right? And any latest judgment and legal issues, like for example, if like in 2018, if Jallikattu was there in the news, then you need to know that what is the name of the case for that particular issue. If Sabrimala is in news, then what is the particular case for that issue? If homosexuality is in news, then what is the particular case for that issue? So similarly, you need to know the recent important judgments as well as the landmark judgments from historical part, like for example Keshwananda Bharti case, etc. And mental ability and aptitude, as I have already said, it's like basic till 10th questions like time, distance, work, energy, time, blood relation or arguments, etc. And for general awareness and current affair, again history, polity, economics and current affair, national, international. And for English, again the grammar, vocab, etc. Now let's see the cutoff to know the expected marks that we should be targeting for this particular exam. So for 2019, you can see the cutoff rank is 542 and marks is 228. It's 542 because like many people give this examination as well as CLAT, ALIT. So people who are in top rank in this examination might be also top rankers in CLAT and ALIT, so they choose CLAT. So that's why the top rankers don't go for this particular college. That's why it's 542. So 542 is the cutoff rank for general, and these are for the reserved category. Now it's for 2022, and the closing marks for general is 249 and rank is 481C. And for 2019, we will be now discussing the questions in detail so that we can understand the pattern of the paper more briefly and deeply, so that we can understand how we need to prepare now. So see, for 2019, the number of questions which are distributed among all the sections are like, for legal aptitude, there are 55 questions, which is the maximum out of 4 for legal aptitude. And for English comprehension, there are 30 questions. For maths, there are 22 questions. And for current affairs, there are 43 questions. So the maximum questions are from legal and current affairs. And you need to be focusing on both the part very, very nicely. And for English comprehension also, you need to work on it. Now, English in 2019, these are the questions that were there. From preposition, there are 3 questions. From sentence formation, there are 4 questions. From vocab, there is 11 questions. And from phrases and idioms, there are 2 questions. So vocab part is the most in this year. Now let's see the example of question that was there. So they are asking to select a word which is correctly spelled. So you have to see the spelling thing, right? So see the existence, no, 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 no. So this is the answer. Okay. Now this is the fill in the blanks questions. Flour is made dash wheat. So you have to select from these options. So this is the right answer. Now legal aptitude. So there are questions from fundamental rights. There are 5 questions. There are questions from duties, DPSP, president, like these are the constitution questions. And there were legal maxims. There were legal GK questions. Now this is an example of a question in which you have to apply the principle which is given in the question, not any knowledge other than that principle. Just remember that you just have to apply the principle given. Even if you know something from your previous knowledge about the law, don't apply it, because the answer will be from the principle itself. Now see the question given in the slide. The principle is the minor who is not competent to contract, means any minor is not competent, right? Now the facts are, minor has mortgaged his house and received advance money. Now the mortgagee has filed the suit to recover that money given in advance. The minor, who was the mortgager, takes the plea that the suit is not maintainable as there is no valid contract. So if you see the principle, then you can easily find that because he was a minor, he was not competent to contract as given in the principle. So this is not a valid contract. Now the options, go to all the options I suggest, because even like for example, you see the first option, you click the answer immediately, but there is a possibility in these type of questions that there is a better answer to this question. Maybe there are two options, A and B, which says that he is not liable, for example, not liable. Both the options is for not liable, but the reasoning given in both the option are different. That can be different. One can be related to the principle, one can be related to the other legal knowledge which is not given in the principle. So in that condition, what you have to do is mark the answer which has mentioned the principle. Okay, the reasoning is related to the principle. That would be the better answer for that question. So go through all the options given and then you can click the right answer. So in this question, the first option is an agreement with minor is absolutely void. So this can be the answer. As you can see that because he was a minor, the agreement is not a contract because he was not competent. So this can be the answer, but go through all the options and then answer the question. Like the second option is voidable. There is no mention of voidable contracts in the principle. So this cannot be the answer. Minor is liable. No, this cannot be the answer because minor is not competent to the contract. Mortgagee can file the suit against parent. No, there is no mention of parent in the principle. So first option is the most appropriate option and that is the answer. Now this is a legal maxim question. You just have to apply this legal knowledge and you have to give the answer, because either you know the answer or you don't know. So you don't have to apply your previous knowledge about the principle and facts, right? Just answer the question. Res ipsa loquitur. It means that the things speak for itself. It's a quick 5 to 10 second question. Now it's maths. In math, it's not just maths. I'll say it's mental ability and logical. That means that logical reasoning question will be there and mathematics question, that is basic till class 10th, the elementary one as you study for CLAT, same. So for this year, there were questions from age, aptitude, analogy, coding, decoding, logical deduction, and maths. There were questions from number system. There were 3 questions from number system. Now this is a question from logical reasoning. This is a question from the topic blood relation. So we will just go through this question. So I'll try to solve this question so that you can understand the level of difficulty of the question that was there. See, the question says, pointing to a lady in the photograph, Kaushal say, she is the daughter of the only son of my grandfather. So in this type of questions, go from the last. So what you will see first, my grandfather. And who is saying? Kaushal is saying. That means that Kaushal's grandfather, second generation above. Now, only son of my grandfather. So grandfather's only son will be here. Only. And the daughter of the only son. She will be the daughter. And she, the lady that he is pointing out, she is the daughter of the daughter, means she is the daughter of the daughter. Now what we have to answer, how is the lady related to Kaushal? That means this lady related to Kaushal. How? So she is the sister of Kaushal because she is the daughter of this person and he is the only son. Okay. So she is his Sister's daughter. Okay. And who is sister's daughter? Niece, bhatiji, right? So this will be the answer. And this is a very simple question from Venn diagram, from logical reasoning. You can easily, very quickly answer this question because you just have to find out the total number of villagers, which is this square. So you just have to add the numbers. That is 20 plus 9 plus 4 plus 10, that is 43. Now, general knowledge questions. These are the questions from static. Okay, economics, sports, acts, important days, books and author, etc. Now, this is a static GK question from history, modern history. So, Kheda Satyagraha is associated with what? It is associated with peasant movement. Izzat Cup is related to which sports? It is related to polo. So there are different awards, cups, which is related to different sports. There is a whole list given in any good book that you refer to for GK. For example, Lucent, they have a whole list of the different sports and different cups. So just go through it once, twice, thrice, just revise it so that you can easily answer this question in very quick time. Now let's see 2020. There were questions from legal aptitude, 40 number of questions, English 30, maths 40, and current affairs 40. So you can see that in maths there are 40 questions. So what you can imply from this pattern, that there is no set of questions. For example, CLAT have they will ask 50 questions from this thing, 20 questions from maths, right? 20 questions from maths. But in this examination, there is no set number of questions. So they can even ask 50 questions from maths. So the best suggestion would be, don't leave any section of the paper, because they can ask any number of questions from any section. Just prepare well for each of the section. Now, the general awareness part, history was from medieval and modern, geography was there, economics was there, and current affairs were also there, which was quite easy. If you are quite aware about the current, you go through the newspapers, magazines, you can easily answer these questions. Now, this is a question from current affair, that is ease of doing business ranking, which is a very important ranking each year. This year also we have that. So in 2019, what was the rank of India? So this will be the answer. So from this, you can what you can learn is that when you read the newspaper or you read the magazine or any coaching institute like notes or anything, you have to focus on these rankings, right? So this is how previous year questions helps you. Like what you have to look into when you read news. Now this is a question about a prize in 2019, to whom this was given. So this was given to Michael Kramer. Now legal aptitude questions. There were principal fact based question number 6 and assertion reasoning, which test your legal knowledge. There were 3 questions. Legal maxims, again 8 questions. Last year also, as you have seen, there were 7 questions. This year 8 questions. So legal maxims are important. Go through it. Legal current affairs, same. The constitution based questions, yes. Other legal knowledge like criminal, contract, torts, these were also there. Now the question, for example, is from contract, that what is the age of majority in the act? So age of majority is 18 years. Now this is again a maxim. Ignorantia facti exequat, ignorantia juris non exequat. What does it mean? So it is a simple legal knowledge question. You will just answer it in 5 seconds if you know the answer. So the meaning of this maxim is ignorance of fact excuses ignorance of law, does not excuse, which means that when there is ignorance of fact, then you can take an excuse, but you cannot take such excuses that you didn't know the law. Because if that is the scenario, like for example, I broke a traffic rule, and when they come to take the fine, I'll say that I didn't know that breaking traffic rule is illegal or there is a fine associated. I didn't know the law. I cannot get excused with that. Okay, so ignorance of law, that I was not aware of the law, is no excuse. Now for English comprehension, it was quite easy. See, there are questions from reading comprehension. There was one passage and 4 questions were from that particular passage. Now spelling was asked, preposition, word was substitute, verbs, idioms, antonyms, synonyms. These were the questions. So you have to focus on your vocab. Vocab includes that your synonyms, antonyms, spelling also you have to learn. So how can you learn these things? A very easy trick is newspaper again, because if you know how to use the newspaper, you will excel in this exam, any law entrance examination, because from newspaper itself you can prepare for your legal knowledge, okay, current affairs. You can prepare for your reading comprehension, because you can increase the speed of your reading. You can increase the number of words that you know, and the words that you don't know already, you can write it down in your diary or notes, and you can write the meaning of the words, synonyms, antonyms, and that way you can prepare for this part. Now this is a passage from that year, from which there were 4 questions asked. So as you can see that this passage is not very long nor very short. It's a medium length. Now what I suggest generally to the passage questions is that go through the passage, not in like line by line, go through the gist of the passage, and then just in 5 seconds go through the gist. For example, in this passage what I can see is there are natural law, higher law, moral life. There are talking about procedural and etc. So you can get an idea about the passage. Now you can go to the question, read the question, make a short note of the question, like in short. For example, in this question, this passage is an explanation of, and there are options given. So just note it down that the worship of God, natural law, and God's law. Now what you will do is, and legal morality. Similarly, you will write down in short the questions. Then you can go back to the passage and read in line by line the passage, and then you can find the answer very easily and quickly. But whatever suits you, the way you like to solve the passage, go to that only. You can try this method twice or thrice. If it suits you, then go for it. This is a section from maths. There were 10 questions from mental ability, which includes analogy, classification, coding, decoding, and blood relation. Mathematical aptitude, there are 25 questions, which is a great number for law entrance examination, because people are generally don't liking maths. So don't leave maths at all. I am again saying HCF, LCM, percentage, simplification, linear equation. So it's a very easy question from math that they are asking. You just have to prepare what? You just have to prepare like the rules, the simple basic rules for HCF. What is the rule of LCM? And what are the formula? These are all things that you have to remember, that's all, and practice a little bit. And at least, for example, if there are 20 questions, you will be easily answering 10 to 12 questions from that particular rule and formula. This is a question from graphical table, that means data interpretation, DI, in which there are bar graphs given, there are histograms given, there are pie chart given. Okay, and there are questions asked which again test your maths, basic maths. For example, profit loss, percentage, average, ratio. Okay, so these are the like area that they test from data interpretation again. And This is a question from logical reasoning. This is a sitting arrangement kind of question, a puzzle test. And this is again a question from logical reasoning. Now in 2021, as you can see that there are 42 questions from logical mental ability. See, I have mentioned that there are no set number of questions, so they can ask any number of questions. They have asked this much of questions. So prepare well for maths and logical. And others, so you are preparing only for other exams as well. But maths, generally people who are preparing for CLAT, many people leave maths, many people just don't want to do the maths. Don't do that, because this is going to create a edge to you in the competition. So go through the maths portion as well. There are 30 questions from English, current affair 50 questions, legal aptitude 28 questions. Okay, so this was the pattern. In English, there was no passage, 0. Para jumble were there. Fill in the blanks, 15 questions. Sentence correction, 5 questions. So you can see that the paper was mostly about your knowledge about grammar and vocab. In general awareness, they have again asked the same static GK, books, authors, medieval history, geography, science. So you can see that they have been asking static GK a lot. So prepare this for this examination, especially the static GK. There are other examination in which the pattern is like mostly they are asking current affair, but for this exam they are also asking a lot good number of questions from static as well. There was one question from current affair. In legal aptitude, they have asked 7 maxims again. So 7, 8, 7. So there are good number of questions from maxims in all the years. So go to the maxim and read it. Now Constitution 13 question, assertion 7 question, criminal law 3 question. From mental ability, the topics were simple interest, compound interest, profit loss, geometry, simplification, and these are the from logical reasoning, which is direction, blood relation, Venn diagram, and non-verbal reasoning. That's all for the examination. Like 3 year previous year questions we have revised so that we can understand the weightage, the topics, so that we can prepare for the next upcoming examination. So that is all from my side today. I hope you enjoyed this session. I enjoyed it a lot, and I hope you have cleared all your doubt regarding this examination, and all the very best for this examination and your preparation. Prepare very well and give the examination and do your best. I hope you all get success. Thank you so much.